The family of an Indigenous man who took his own life in Darwin's prison has heard the last phone calls he made to his partner. The inquest into the death of Robert Johnson began today, as Miles Morgan reports.
Robert Johnson was found dead in his cell in January last year. He'd taken his own life. His family left the coroner's court today, where they watched security vision of the moment a prison officer discovered his body. Mr Johnson was rushed to hospital, but couldn't be revived. Months prior to his death, Mr Johnson was hospitalised after allegedly being assaulted by 3 prison officers. During today's inquest, counsel assisting the coroner gave a brief recount of Robert Johnson's troubled history with the law and mental problems. She said he'd been assessed as having major issues with anger and borderline personality disorder. The 34-year-old had criminal convictions across 3 states and a history of self-harm. But Mr Johnson's mother says her son was a passionate man who did everything with pride. Counsel assisting recounted Mr Johnson's mood the day before he took his life, saying he'd isolated himself. Mr Johnson spent most of the day alone. Some family members wept as phone calls between Mr Johnson and his partner, taken the day before he died, were played to the court. At the moment, I feel like I've got nothing. I'm hurting so much, I just don't want to continue. Coroner Greg Kavanagh says he will hear the oral examinations of prison officers who allegedly assaulted Mr Johnson in 2009. But he says he's not conducting a criminal trial. He just wants to get to the truth of what may have made Mr Johnson take his own life. The coroner said the issue of the assault may be peripheral to the cause of death, but he said the prison officers still need to tell the inquest what happened. The inquest is to continue all week and will hear about alleged oversights at the prison, with the family saying that it's failed in its duty of care. Miles Morgan, ABC News.